This is not about a blow dryer, and if you thought it was, well, buckle up, Buttercup, because these conversations are hotter than that flat iron you're still wondering if you left on. I'm Kat, a hairstylist, educator, and one of the beauty industry's beautifully defiant misfits. This podcast isn't about viral hair trends, client bashing, or the latest formula for whatever shade of brown we're renaming this season. It's about the stories, the lessons, and the trial and error moments that shape careers, confidence, and the craft. So whether you're starting your journey in Cosmo School, thriving behind the chair, still finding your rhythm, or just looking for that push to get back on track, welcome to This Is Not About a Blow Dryer, where we talk beauty in a whole new way. Chasing Mastery, the next chapter. Hello and welcome back. I just wrapped up with my dinner and I am excited to be here chatting with you today. I've covered a lot in this series, Journey of a Cosmo Student. The ego, the foundations, state board, nerves, all of it. But now it's time to talk about that next chapter. If you're nearing the end of beauty school or thinking about an apprenticeship, I want to share a few things to consider. Look, I'm not here to tell you that there's only one right path. It's just about knowing what you're walking into, and most importantly, why. Let's just talk commission versus studio. If you're planning on going straight into a commission salon, that's great. But please make sure you're investing in real hands-on education. Not just YouTube or Instagram Reels. Feel free to check out my TikTok, Not About a Blow Dryer. I actually have a series there that it's questions to ask as you're going on this journey and interviewing salons. Plus, gives you a little bit deeper questions to ask to make sure you're ending up in the right spot. Where you get your education is going to be so crucial. Yes, of course, we love watching videos on YouTube. We like watching those Instagram Reels, but that hands-on and true experience that you get by being in a salon around peers, having isolated time to just practice outside of your clients, be really particular about what kind of education you're getting. It's not just about getting a shiny online certificate that calls you a master. You need an actual instructor looking at your body positioning, your elevation, your finish work. Someone who can honestly say, that's good, but here's how we can do it better. On the flip side, if you're thinking of leasing a studio right away, all I say is I hope that you have a strong mentor, some real business coaching, and a healthy starter clientele. If you don't have any of those and still feel like that's the direction you want to go, at least make sure you have a good cushion of savings, because those first years of building a clientele can feel tight, and adding salon rent to the mix can make it even tougher. However, if neither of those are your option and you're leaning towards an apprenticeship, choose wisely. Look, I've known stylists who have had terrible experiences, and those so-called apprenticeships were basically running errands, picking up dry cleaning. You shouldn't be picking up somebody's dry cleaning. You shouldn't be working on your colleagues' kids' homework. You should be learning. There should be some sort of back and forth investment. A lot of those times you are paying for your education by cleaning the salon, folding foils, assisting a stylist in salon with physical hair. Make sure that that's happening. If you start getting sent out to pick up someone's dry cleaning, find a new one. That ain't it. You're not going to learn all the hair things. There's no Mr. Miyagi fancy dancy something happening that is going to add any kind of value to you behind the chair. Remember, your time is your most valuable asset. A good apprenticeship is that exchange. You help the salon run, they give you structured, high-quality education. You should be paid for your hours. At least where I'm at, I'm in the Seattle, Bellevue, Washington area, you get paid. And as your skills advance, you should be trusted to work on real clients, not just models. Walk in and ask questions before you commit. Ask how long the program is. How often are there classes? Who's teaching them? Meet your educators. Find out if you need to find your own models. Like, what's expected during your salon shifts? When I entered my apprenticeship, I was clearly told that I had a 3-month trial period. No classes, just working on the floor, folding foils, cleaning, proving I could keep up. Then I moved into the program, which was 2 full days of class each week, 3 days in the salon cleaning. And the more senior of an apprentice you became, meaning you were further in the program, they started to like see your skill level get higher. You were assigned to a senior stylist or two to apprentice with so you could work with them and their clients. I also had really high standards that were given to me. If I didn't bring a model, I went home. Like I was actually being paid to be there. So showing up without a model was like showing up without my shears. I wasn't prepared, and that was part of the expectation. I was told how long the program would go. I was told we would move as a group. I was also told that I was not guaranteed a chair at the end. So, these were all things that I knew going into it. However, I knew that the education I was getting was going to be so valuable, plus the experience, that I found it to be worth the exchange. So I now teach in an apprentice program, and the way that we teach is we have Tuesdays, 3 hours of haircutting class, Wednesdays, 3 hours of color class, Thursdays, 2 hours styling and finishing. Plus, they have their salon shifts, assisting stylists, and helping in the salon. On top of that, we do build into their schedule opportunities and times that they can bring in extra models if they want to work through their program quicker. Their program is designed for them to go at their own pace so that we can really help people achieve at their learning pace and their learning style. Not all apprenticeships will be like that, so ask. There's no harm in asking. The more you know, the more equipped and prepared that you can be. So speak up. And honestly, if some of those questions can't be answered for you, it might answer your question anyway and letting you know that that's not going to be the place for you. So, whether you decide that you're going to land in your own studio suite or you're going to find that commission salon and bypass your apprenticeship, the key takeaway I want you to think of as you continue in this next chapter is that your goal is to forever chase mastery. Don't stop learning, like quality learning. It's so common to hear stylists say they value continued education and that they always want to be learning, and then they never take another class, or they never practice, or never try something new. Don't be that stylist. There are already too many. Just by taking action and showing up to learn, seeking feedback, chasing your next level, and sitting here and listening to my rants, you've already set yourself apart. I'm super proud of you, and I'm really excited for this next part of your journey. And that's the real lesson, that it's not about a blow dryer. It's about how you keep showing up for your craft long after school is behind you. The habits you build in this next chapter, how you prepare, how you seek feedback, and how you keep your curiosity alive, those habits will continue to shape you as a stylist and the professional that you're trying to become. So that's it. This wraps up Journey of a Cosmo Student. Thank you so much for listening and sticking with me through the stories, the lessons, and the growing pains. Tune in next week as we kick off a brand new series, Confessions of an Apprentice, because just like your journey, the stories don't stop here. I'll see you next time where we have another conversation that's not about a blow dryer.